passing by one day at a time, walking on through this crazy life. I just thought that I would let you come see a piece of this world according to me.
In a wide variety of situations, do you ever wonder, is it just me? I have a sense that I'm not the only one who has those moments, feeling like her opinions or ideas are something so totally out there. Hi everyone, I'm Ryan Farrell. This show will not only focus on the good, but also highlight the many businesses, charities, teams, and human beings who actively try to make a positive difference in whichever community they find themselves. Be inspired, be hopeful, but most of all, be entertained. Americana Style, a comeback for the ages. Sometimes God, the universe, plops us into situations which we have zero control over. This time of year, we think of 3 F's: family, feasts, and football. Together, Kathi and Chris Sullivan are seasoned veterans in terms of loss, life, and love. Both having their own unique experiences, bonding them together. Each half of this dynamic duo will always hold a special place in the hearts they reach out and touch. Again, I can't wait for you to meet these fantastic folks. I feel like I've been planning this episode of my show for, well, we were just chit-chatting a few moments ago, and it's coming up on our decade. Anniversary of knowing each other, and I'm so thankful. And Kathi and Chris, you and Chris are a couple of the greatest blessings through the BS of my TBI, because I never would have met you, my mama bear and my sissy. We would have never known you. We would have only known you, Chris, from your glory days of being a Super Bowl winning Patriot. And so I don't want to just spend this whole time chatting about, I mean, I could, how fabulous you both are, but each of you have such a unique and special and beautiful mission. Could you explain a little more about that?
Absolutely. It was a blessing meeting you 10 years ago, a decade, as you just put it. Makes us feel really old.
Same.
I always say that Miss Taylor introduces us to who we're supposed to meet. And for all of you on TV there, that is my daughter on the bottom there. That is my Taylor. She was 17 years old in 2008 when she was a senior in high school. And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
No, I don't mind you asking at all. I'm 31. I graduated. Okay. I think Tay is only...
The year before, yep. She was a year older than you. So she would have graduated in 2009.
So same year.
Okay,
yeah. Same age.
Yep, so exactly the same age. So you represent my Tay there, and it's funny that we've known each other for the 10 years, and this is literally the first moment we're actually making that revelation. I know. But we've all gone through stuff, yourself included, and that's, how we meet. And I always swear that Taylor handpicks people for me over the last 14 years. Yeah, absolutely. So it's been 14 years last October that we lost her, as you know. And in October of 2008, I would have never known my world was going to turn the way it did. You never expect for tragedy to happen to your family. And as we all know listening, it touches every family at one point in their life in some aspect. So when I lost my Taylor to underage drinking her senior year in high school, I couldn't believe that that was going to be my family dynamic. And somehow I stood up literally 2.5 months later and I did my first talk. And it literally consisted of me just bawling my eyes out at North Attleboro High School right down the street from me. Okay. And I just was trying to have it was juniors and seniors that year, and I was just trying to have them make better choices for themselves, because it was all about choices with Taylor. You know, Taylor's choices, her friends' choices, and my choices as well as a parent. So that day I just talked to the kids, and then I said, you know what, parent night. I got to talk to the parents so that they can learn from my mistakes and our community's mistakes. Yeah. So that's when I met this little human being. That's when you got blessed with me.
Lucky man.
Lucky man, yes. So why don't you share the part?
Incredibly lucky.
Absolutely.
Well, you can continue for a minute.
Well,
you got more to say.
No, but that's actually where I met my Chris, as you know. Yeah. So I did the parent night in North Attleboro High School once again. And that's actually where he went to high school. But that was not the reason why he was there at that parent night. So I think it's where you pick it up, is to say why you were there at that parent night. Exactly.
Well, yeah, you know what's it's interesting. I was 5 weeks sober. You know, my football career kind of ended because I struggled with substance abuse disorder, and but I went to that parent night because I was 5 weeks sober, and the guy that helped me get sober, my sponsor, Steve, was actually friends with Kathi in high school.
Oh, my God.
They weren't close at that point, but it's interesting because I thought, like, my life was kind of turned upside down because of some of the decisions I made, but I remember going to that parent night, and I sat back and I hid like usual.
Yes, he still hides.
Yeah.
You know, I sat there and I could remember it vividly, because I listened to her talk about the loss of her child and everything that comes out of that. You know, everyone says the ripple effect, and you know, you don't realize how many people you touch. And but when I left there, I remember thinking, I don't have many problems compared to what it could be. You know, I had legal problems, and I had money problems, and I had family problems. Everyone wasn't very happy with me at the time. But at the end of the day, my problems weren't that big. You know, but yeah, we got together. It took me a while before I was willing to stand up in front of a school and talk.
Yes.
I needed people to push me, kick me, drag me.
But you wanted some time of sobriety under you.
Football punt you.
Yes.
Football field goal.
Well, he mentions that when we speak. He talks about how he gets a new team. So, you know, you would share that a bit.
Yeah, it's well, it was interesting because I played football for a long time, and I was pretty successful, and I had a lot of good things happen to me in my life, and you know, a lot of what I talk about is my struggles with mental health. You know, because that at the root of all my problems, that was it. That was my lifelong struggle that I kept hidden. That is a big thing when I speak to people and I talk about. It's like I stayed silent, and I didn't want anybody to know how broken I was and afraid I was. And on the outside, I looked like I wouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Got a new team.
I got a new team. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
No, that's a beautiful way to get sidetracked.
But I was part of team sports my whole life, and you know, when I got sober and found sobriety and the people in sobriety, what I knew was team sports. So I looked at it like a team sport, and I allowed people in my life that became coaches, and the people in recovery became my teammates, and
your sponsor was your head coach.
I was very fortunate. Team sports instilled a lot of things in me that when I turned to recovery, they helped save me.
Yeah, well, and I can certainly relate to that, because at the very beginning of my recovery from my traumatic brain injury, when I first started at Spalding rehab, and after my month-long stay in the ICU, the first type of physical therapy, I was bedbound. I had a neck brace, helmet, tubes coming out of me. I still had my breathing tube, everything like that, and a feeding tube, I should say. And the first thing my physical therapist did, I think it was one of our first appointments, and she came in and she said, well, I'm just going to do a little testing. So she started testing like my upper extremities, like strength, had me squeeze things. And then she got to the bottom of my bed. She said, I'm going to push against your leg and I'm going to hold your leg and you kick up, you push up. Yeah. And I kicked it up and I like kicked her grip out of my hands. Yeah. And then she came up to the side of my bed with me and she said, you got hurt cheerleading. She said, but that wasn't your sport, was it? I said, no. I said, soccer. I did cheerleading to stay in shape for soccer seasons. And she said, I was going to say, you don't get those quads from any other sport besides soccer.
That's awesome.
But team sports are they teach us so much. And Chris, I feel like I've always admired the fact that I remember when we first met, again, all the way back, coming up on our decade friend-iversary. And it was out in Western Mass at the Walk and Run Road Race for Brain Injury Association Mass. And you had brought this. If we could zoom in. I don't know if we can. We'll do an up-close shot afterwards. Yeah. You brought your Super Bowl, your 2001 Super Bowl champion ring. And you were just letting anybody and everybody there, and you said, that doesn't mean anything to me. And then you took out your sobriety chip out of your pocket, and you said, this is worth more than that ring could ever be worth to me. Yep. And all the while, I'm flailing it around. I'm holding on. And my mama bear, she's like, Brian Lynn, she said, do not lose that. Do not drop it. And you said again, it means something to me, but it doesn't mean as much as, and then you had your chip. Yep. And I will always remember that about this dynamic duo here.
That's true. It's funny you say that because he holds his chip every time we speak at any school. He's got it in his hand right now.
I love that.
Yeah.
So 14 years.
Though,
it's awfully sparkly.
I look at that, it obviously has a lot of meaning for me. With, there goes the mic.
Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Taylor.
Hey, Tay.
Yeah.
Hey, Tay.
She loves to play with you.
Because for 28 years I worked my tail off and I listened to people and I put so much work to get it.
Yeah.
But also when I got that ring, my life changed.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's not important. It's really important to me.
Yeah.
But I always carry this around with me. That's never been on my finger, which is interesting. At first it started because I don't like attention.
Yeah.
And then I became superstitious. So at this point, my life's going pretty good. Maybe someday I'll put it on. But it actually, it's been dropped so many times at this point. It's got some dings on it.
Yeah, the students drop it.
It still looks like it has all the diamonds and gems in there. So, I mean, that's okay.
Yep.
It gives a character.
Yeah, it was actually even stolen once.
Yeah.
Exactly
the bumps and bruises give a character.
Yes.
Yeah, it was stolen from our car once. It was missing for 3 months.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but we got it back.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
It's a good thing to have.
It is.
Yep.
Nice.
But
no, we love to be able to, when we go to schools and high schools and colleges, wherever we may be at, we literally hand it, as you know, to the kid in the front row. Yeah. And then they pass it along while we speak, because we want the kids to feel it, where good choices can get, but then to know the reality of just because life may be going really smoothly, it does not mean it can't get derailed. It doesn't mean anything.
And what I always take from, because I was blessed enough a few years ago to, along with Tay.
Yeah.
Cool it, cutie. Cool it. I'm just going to hold this so I was fortunate enough to, along with my mama bear and darling Sandy, Hearts All Around Us, we attended, it was one of your chats in October, and I think it was at Tay's school, King Philip, when you were doing a chat, and we, oh my God, that hearing you retell of that night and just being able to see all the positivity you've had come out of it, and you both are tremendous superstars, the MVPs of the sport of life.
Yeah, Well, no, it's all about awareness. And honestly, it's funny that you would say it was King Philip because that was on, it was 10 years that we went there on the 10th year anniversary in October. Yeah. And I always say that the most amazing things come from those talks. Like, were you able to see the kids come up to us afterwards?
That was
like, that's just, it's mind-boggling. And it's when we go to schools they don't understand. Like, I say to the people, listen, you have to give at least a half hour in between because the students will come down. And I will have kids, I'll have 400 kids come and hug me. Chris will have all the kids come up and talk about their mental health, their struggles with their parents maybe if they have struggles, and they will share so openly that is a gift, and that is the reason. And, even her bracelets, they say, Taylor Mayo, I'm here for a reason. I know you're doing this segment as your first segment for a reason, and someone today hopefully will hear something that will click and, help them make a better choice for themselves and their family. And that's all we could ask,
Amen.
Yeah, exactly.
And positivity and blessings abound in even the most unlikely of spaces, places, and circumstances. And again, I'm going to reuse a Ryanism, but these two phenomenal folks, the biggest blessings through the BS of my TBI.
And you're a different person than you were before that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like, and don't you have different, like, your what's the word I'm looking for? Like, your priorities are different. Yeah. Entirely different. Like I always say, on the day that Taylor passed away in that field in Norfolk, Massachusetts, not only did Taylor pass away, but part of who I was left on that field, and I never came back. I was not the same person. Right. And whatever we go through, hopefully someone can see the silver lining or whatever you want to call it, that you got to keep moving, keep moving forward. And that's what Sullivan's message is all about. That's what our talks are all about. That's why we have a little space where we greet people and meet people. I meet with moms or parents who have lost kids. He talks to people who are in recovery at our center. And it's not a center. It's not like people come in all the time. It's a couple office spaces. And we just offer a resource for people to be able to come to. So, even something like that with Tay, I have a moms group that meets on Tuesday nights via Zoom. Yeah. I have like 15 different moms that sign on, and it can be anybody struggling with substance use disorder that they lost their child from, an accident, pregnancy, birth, whatever. A loss is a loss. And the amount of people that we meet just on Tuesday nights from that moms meeting is amazing. And then we have a recovery one we do on Thursday as well that we have to get more attended because people kind of slacked off a little bit during the summer. Well, so we have to get more into that and get more people going there. But it's just about reaching and connecting.
It's so beautiful, and I'm very happy that you brought that up again, Tay. Yeah, we know. Because I again, the biggest fans of you and Chris. And could you explain a little bit about Gilly's house?
Oh, Gilly's house is amazing. Share with that, Chris.
So I actually, I'm only up there one night a week now, but the house opened, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Exactly.
They just had a 5-year anniversary.
But it's a men's sober house in Rentham, Massachusetts. Wow. And so there's 21 guys in there now.
Wow.
And, it's a pretty, I've been around a lot of sober houses and halfway houses, and it's different. The environment's different. It's amazing 21 guys, for the most part, always get along. Yeah. Keep the house clean.
I was going to say, it's not like Animal House.
The support from the community
is pretty
incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. Barbara and David Gilmeister started it in honor of their son, Stephen, who they lost to substance use disorder.
Hence the name Gilly's house.
Yep, hence the name Gilly's house. Their friends called him Gilly. And ironically, he was Taylor's age, too, which we had just found out as well. My God. So, yeah. But he works there one night a week, but the amount of support that place gets is incredible. And I think it's under gillyshouse.com. And if you're looking for some place to maybe have your family member have a really good support system, 4 nights a week, meals get delivered. The support is just incredible. And he's been to a lot of sober houses, throughout his recovery as well. And there's just nothing that matches it.
Oh, my.
Yeah. So it's a great place to support if you know somebody, looking to help out. Yeah.
That gives me the warm fuzzies.
Yeah. Did you go in there yet?
No, I
you
haven't.
You have to go. It's off of what route is that? West. It's off of West Street in Wentham.
Okay. Well, I'll have to.
It's out behind you.
I'll have to finally get over to Chateau Sullivan.
Yes.
And then we can take a little mini field trip.
Yeah, a little field trip. They would love you there.
That would be awesome.
They have outside. They have like a fire pit. They've got. It's just amazing. Like,
you make some s'mores.
Yeah, no, they do like movie night. We have a bowling night. We go over to the bowling.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just great.
I love that. I'm very competitive also.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll have to come. You can kick my butt easily because I'm not competitive.
Oh, my goodness. I love it.
How he got married to me, I'll never know.
Oh, my goodness. Well, it was meant to be.
Absolutely.
Meant to be.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you're doing this TV. How often are you doing your episodes?
I am trying to do it like a special feature once per month.
Excellent.
So I can really like hone in and focus and just have a theme.
Yeah. Excellent. So if there's anyone out there listening that feels that they have something that should be talked about, they should find you because you are amazing.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Kathy, you are like my PR, my number one rah-rah shish kumbah cheerleader.
Yeah. Well, this studio is great too.
Isn't
it
fantastic?
That this is available.
Yeah, it's what's really wonderful about this is too, it's fueled by community.
That's great.
And it's centered around just positivity.
That's fabulous.
And those are two pillars of Sullivan's message and Taylor's message and everything. And
no, it's funny is our son-in-law lives in Milford.
Yeah.
So he lives on, is it Del Vecchio Street? Yeah.
Well, tell him.
Tell
him to come on.
Yes.
I'll give him a tour.
Yeah, he's a great man.
Oh my God.
Yep. So we have good things in Milford. So I'm glad
Fantastic.
we were able to come. Yes. Yep.
Well, thank you. Well,
you need a hug?
You know me. Are you my mama?
I know. Get over here. Get over here. Good job. Hey, thank you. Thanks for having us. You're so sweet. You're so good.
Bring it in. Group hug. Oh, yes.
Yeah. You're so sweet. Good job.
Thank you.
Could never be.
Wait.
Yes. Did you just do
High five?
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm taking sign language.